Objection! Take that! Objection! Objection!
I apologize for that, everyone. Just had to fix something with my microphone. Had to reload that save file. The caps on clay in my arms. I made my way down to upper level.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Starbuck, why don't you just tell the truth? What the hell is he talking about? The truth, Mr. Starbuck! I'm aware of that, Your Honor. Mr. Starbuck, under the circumstances at the time, you couldn't have possibly reached the boarding lounge via the upper level route. Not as long as this was along the escape route.
Take that!
To get down from the upper to the middle level where the launch pad 1 corridor is, you would have had to go down the ladder. Isn't that right, Mr. Starbuck?
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. How would that work? At the time, you were supporting Mr. Terran over your shoulder, were you not? And remember, he was in full space gear as well, putting it at over 200 pounds.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. The Space Center is located on Earth. Short of being an octopus, climbing a ladder with an adult male in space gear in one arm, while carrying the capsule in your other, is impossible, would you not say? So, Mr. Starbuck, how exactly did you climb down that ladder with your arms full? Mr. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth now! What? Now then, Mr. Starbuck, do you think you can keep your feet planted on the ground? Are you ready to tell us the truth? This isn't Mr. Starbuck I know. Prone to deception. I agree. Witness. I thought your story odd, but perhaps the inconsistencies can be explained as the result of a medical side effect? What are you talking about, Prosecutor Blackwell? Yes, I'm aware of that. Spaceboy is ironically terrified of going into space, which I mentioned yesterday. That's why he took some precautions just before the launch. For you see, traces of this anti-anxiety drug were found in his system. I sense things are about to take a nosedive. It was found in his system, but he doesn't remember taking it? How can that be? That's what I'm thinking. Somebody must have drugged him. That's the only way he could have not remembered taking the drugs. Side effects. I'm definitely thinking somebody drugged him. We can't get any useful testimony out of him if he doesn't remember anything. This certainly explains why his testimony keeps changing. Why didn't he just tell me he couldn't remember? Because he didn't want anybody to find out he was terrified of going into space. If he was afraid of going into space, why would he do it in the first place? That makes absolutely no sense. Which brings us to the answer of our original question. Of how the witness climbed down the ladder with a dead body. What exactly is it? A dead man feels no pain and makes no complaint. Yes, I know that, Prosecutor Blackwell. That would make sense. The body was simply dropped down from the top of the ladder. The defendant could climb down with his free hand.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Drop the body down? Who would do such a disrespectful thing? Besides, dropping the body down would leave marks on the body itself. I know that, Prosecutor Blackwell. What the hell? That looks like an oxygen tank. I thought so. It's the oxygen tank from the victim's spacesuit. It's ruptured. I'm sure you can figure out why. Yes, I can. You can't be implying it ruptured when the defendant dropped the victim's body. Fracture easily when struck.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. And if that's true, the tank's explosion and shrapnel would leave its mark on the body. Yet, according to the autopsy report, only the knife wound was found on the victim's body. You're clearly grasping at straws with this line of reasoning.
Silence!
I know that, Prosecutor Blackwell. It includes the latest technology devices and is made of the fabric of tomorrow. Yes, I know that. This fabric is made to protect astronauts from the dangers of space. So falling a few Earth yards would hardly leave a mark on the wearer.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Then shouldn't it be impossible to stab someone through it as well? sheer coincidence. That's garbage. The knife slipped through a weak spot in the suit structure and it found its way to the target. Let me see here. I'm not buying it. What are the chances? Yes, I know that, Prosecutor Blackwell. Forgot that our killer is an astronaut himself with knowledge of how the suit works. I know that. I don't buy it. A spaceboy killed the victim in the rocket and then dropped his body from the upper level. After climbing down, he shouldered the body and made sure the camera recorded them. No one for the debate about these facts. What facts? No, he is not. Prosecutor Blackwell. He's not the killer. Oxygen tank data. The victim's tank was ruptured with 0% left. The defendant's had 80%. Remaining oxygen is displayed on the left shoulder. This report is pretty detailed. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. The display on the astronaut's left shoulder shows the oxygen remaining. After the incident, the victim's tank was ruptured and the remaining oxygen was 0%. The tank belonged to Starbuck, who claims to have carried the victim, said it was 80% full. Tanks were functioning properly at the time. I guess that means those glowing cyan digits represent the amount of oxygen in the tank. That's very true. Cyan reminds me of Cyan from Final Fantasy VI. Mr. Starbuck.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Don't give up hope, Mr. Starbuck. You know, Clay really looked up to you. He said you were an incredible man. He said you never give up your dreams and passion for space, no matter the situation. So don't give up now and help me prove your innocence. For the sake of the man respected you and believed in you, Clay Tarrant. Mr. Starbuck. Alright, we'll both be fine. I'll prove you're innocent. You'll see. And after that, we'll get you back into space. Cosmic hero chosen by the universe itself. Indeed. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Indeed. I can't take the credit. It was all Mr. Starbuck. He pulled himself through. An ego? I think not. No matter how positive your mood, my advantage remains unshakable. Oh, we'll see about that. I disagree there, Prosecutor Blackwell. I have to see this through. Mr. Starbuck just has to make it into space. I won't allow Clay's dream to remain unfulfilled. I've got to destroy Blackwell's argument somehow. The only people at Launchpad 1 were Clay and Mr. Starbuck. And if Clay was already dead by the time the footage was taken, then the only person who could have killed him is Mr. Starbuck. So the only way to counter Blackwell's argument is if I can prove that Clay was still alive when they arrived at the boarding lounge. In which case, I should be able to find some contradiction in the evidence itself. Now let's see. About this data that we just received. This supposedly proves that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay's body in Launchpad 1. But if I'm going to prove that's false, then there must be something here I can use.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Prosecutor Blackwell, you seem to be in quite a hurry to rush to the verdict. But about this oxygen tank you submitted just now. It says that Mr. Starbuck's tank had 80% remaining, while Mr. Terrence had 0. Do you stand by the accuracy of this report? Then I guess it simply means that it's faulty, as evidence goes. Gladly, Prosecutor Blackwell. It's simple. This evidence contradicts the facts of the case. Take a look here at the detailed description and you'll see what I mean. Gladly, Your Honor. I'll be glad to present it. Yes, Your Honor. Right away. This is the evidence that the oxygen tank report stands in contradiction to. Right here. The problem is this part here. Right over here.
Take that!
Note the remaining oxygen in Mr. Starbuck's tank as he carries Mr. Terran. Right there. Right on the oxygen tank. It doesn't say 80, it says 50. Yes, but according to the data, our client's tank had 80% remaining. Yes. I see, Your Honor finds it as strange as I do. It's bad enough that there is a contradiction, but the increase in oxygen is beyond illogical.
Silence!
What does it prove? It doesn't change the fact that it is the defendant carrying the victim's corpse. I disagree.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Ha! I'm gonna bet you don't know more rations because you don't abide by the rules, Prosecutor Blackwell. Either way, the oxygen remaining shouldn't increase, just as your rations don't increase. Therefore, this new information is critical. We cannot overlook it.
Silence!
In that case, do you have an answer to this riddle of the mysteriously increasing oxygen? Inconsistency as mere equipment malfunction? We'll see. Adequate counter argument? Oh, we'll see about that. Yes, I can. Turn the thinking around. Mr. Starbuck has no memory of it, but he claims to have carried clay. So this man with the 50 on his tank ought to be Mr. Starbuck. But if anything, the display on his oxygen tank should have shown an 80. This is a clear contradiction between the report and the security footage. So what I should be asking is not why did the oxygen level increase, but what had to have happened to make it look like it increased. Am I making some kind of mistake on my base assumptions here? Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready to answer. Gotcha. It was completely backwards. The victim was carrying the defendant. not the defendant carrying the victim. What if it was the other way around? Gladly, Your Honor. As you can see, Your Honor, both men had their helmets on in this footage. But it turns out, this is where our base assumptions went astray. We assumed that it was Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terran, but it's the other way around. It wasn't Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terran at all. It was Mr. Terran who was helping Mr. Starbuck to the boarding lounge. Like I said before, both of them had their helmets on, so you couldn't see their faces. You mean to tell me that the person on the right in this image is the victim criterion? Yes, I do, Your Honor. It's the only way the riddle of this increasing oxygen level can be solved, Your Honor. At this point in time, the remaining oxygen in the victim's tank was at 50%. And when the victim was found in the boarding lounge, his tank was at 0%. Nothing contradictory about the oxygen load increasing. Exactly. That means Mr. Terran was alive as they made their escape to the lounge.
Silence!
Well, I happen to have a very good memory, Prosecutor Blackwell. But do you? You yourself propose? Even if the victim was alive at this point in time, how did he descend the ladder with his arms full?
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor! Prosecutor Blackwell, you cannot hurt me with a broken blade. It's true that we don't know how they got down the ladder. I suppose that matter needs further investigating. But we have proven that Mr. Terran was alive when he reached the boarding lounge. This fact alone shatters your claims. And it opens up the possibility that the victim could have been killed by a third party. There were two people who claimed to be the first on the scene. But can we truly trust their statements? The two people were Detective Candace Arme and Yuri Cosmos. Yes, I do, Athena. Think one of them might have given a false statement to the police? Yes. Certainly possible. I might have to do a little bit more digging. Indeed. Come to think of it, Detective Arme should be here in court right now. Bailiff, can you please show Detective Arme to the stand? What? You gotta be kidding me. An explosive? And that's the one that's inside that case. No. I don't care what happens to me. I'm not letting some bomb blow the truth up forever. I refuse to let things end here! Sorry, Athena. I disagree. We don't get out of here now, we're gonna die? I disagree. No. Juniper? She hasn't evacuated yet? Huh. In the middle of the Space Center bombing trial, we had another bombing incident. This one destroyed courtroom number 4. Furthermore, Apollo suffered massive injuries from being there when the bomb went off. Unfortunately, Juniper Woods was fingered as the courtroom bomber. Athena and I knew she had to be innocent, so we took her case on. We managed to clear Miss Woods' name. But Apollo sustained further injuries when he was attacked by Ted Tonate. Being attacked by Tony like that on top of all his other injuries. Apollo is resting at the nearby Hickville Clinic. I had some experience with that place myself. An awful turn of events. Never thought you'd land in a hospital of all places. Missing too, eh? Not that you have anybody to tease. Don't worry, he's young. He'll heal quickly and be back before you know it. It's been a while since last saw Tracy look so down. We won the court case, yet nobody feels much like celebrating. Space Center case, of course. Let's do it. take care of the office, Trissy. Count on Athena for that too. So our client is one Mr. Solomon Starbuck. He's so famous, even I've heard of him. He was actually up in outer space 7 years ago. Indeed. The Mentor has a nice ring to it. Mr. Wright and I got you covered. That is Athena Sykes. He seriously gotta stop depressing himself. Cheer up, Mr. Starbuck. That just means we shine like shooting stars. So, you have no memory at all of the incident? My memory of the time is just black and clouded as a dark nebula. Still, it's strange you don't remember a thing. Are you sure you didn't take one of those anti-anxiety pills? And you said, and they said in the trial? they found him taking drugs, they would have never let him go into space anyway. This show developed a fear of space because of what happened 7 years. Whoa! I was taking medication secretly every now and then. My anxiety got bad. Having a fear of space is not something an astronaut can brag about, you know. The so-called HAT-1 miracle. Terrifying experience. I never take drugs that might impede my performance just before launch. The launch meant everything to me. That's more certain than the theory of relativity. Let's face it, the astronaut I know. The tranquilizers were found in your system. If you didn't take them, then maybe someone slipped them to you? Maybe the real culprit also planted the detonator switch inside your pocket. Bingo! I'll say. They even managed to plant your prints on the switch before slipping it in. It's a real possibility. Do you remember anything else that might be relevant? Anything at all, no matter how small. Like about the murder weapon, for example? That knife. It came from one of the Space Station's utility kits. Utility kits. Staff who work on machinery a lot are given these special toolkits to work and use. All technicians have them, so I doubt you can prove whose knife it is. Has there got some spawn on it for a set of utility tools used by Space Center techs. The HAT-1 miracle. As I recall, your last trip into space was 7 years ago, right? During the mission, we had all kinds of problems with the craft. You did? What kind of problems? Power failure, oxygen leakage, busted radio, cracked windows, loose control column. The heat shield came off as we were entering the atmosphere. Thought I was a goner. I should make it somehow with the popsicles and ice packs from the freezer. It's a miracle we made it back. Space is a boundless place. That's where it continues to capture people's imaginations. The vastness of space shows us how insignificant we are in the scheme of things. Darkness just one-on-one just goes on and on forever, and ever without an end. There's nobody else there. Nobody was gonna conceive me. Nothing to listen to but the sound of my own breathing and heartbeat. I kept scrambling to make repairs, but I couldn't get my hands from shaking. An experience like that would make somebody afraid to go up into space. Also sounds like they would actually get PTSD. With the experience you had, weren't you treating this mission? I'm gonna shake out the Earth's gravity at escape velocity and spin around weightless. You have to admit, it's pretty harrowing. Were you in a tad bit afraid? Space is man's final frontier. An unknown world. The cosmic truth is out there waiting for us somewhere. The cosmic truth, huh? I guess there are people looking for the truth in every walk of life. No matter how afraid I am, I'm still sure I can manage. If I give in to my fear, I'll never find the truth. So long as I don't give up, I can keep up the fight. One thing's for sure, Mr. Starbuck's passion for space is undeniably the real deal. The victim, Clay Terran. He was kind of like your protege, wasn't he? It wasn't a big exaggerated deal like master and apprentice or anything like that. But Clay didn't think of me as his mentor. The mentor and the protege. What a combination that must have been. With his encouragement, I knew I can get over my fear and get back into space. But now, it must have been very encouraging, huh? That's funny, really. Whenever I had heard him shout, "You're fine," I always got the feeling everyone and everything really was gonna be fine. Clay and Apollo were best buds. That's true. They used to come visit the Space Center a lot, ever since they were high school kids. One day, out of the blue, Clay even told me he wanted to be my protege. Those who hung around the Space Center so much that they were like a part of the staff. One time during Zero-G training, I started to panic a little bit. The two of them took turns shouting "You're fine" over the radio. It's a simple thing, but it's exactly what I needed to hear. So I'm fine and you're fine were like Apollo and Clay's secret phrases. Wish I could ask Apollo more about Clay and their relationship now. Speaking of Clay, how do you suppose he climbed up down the ladder with you over his shoulder? He actually did climb, but he actually did climb down the ladder. So a way has to exist. The freedom of space is the walls of a cell. That prosecutor said the dark night sky isn't half bad through barred windows. You're fine. Solomon Starbuck is fine. Everything is gonna be alright. And Athena Sykes is fine. Come on, Mr. Wright. Do I have to? Phoenix Wright is fine. We'll get you back into space yet, Mr. Starbuck. Believe in your own innocence and have faith in us. Apollo believed in you wholeheartedly, and that's good enough for me. I believe in you too. Sure feels nice to reassure ourselves every now and then that we're all fine. Let's get our investigation on the... Agreed there, Athena. Good idea. Let's go. Alright. Let's continue, shall we? Heading to the Space Center. Oh, I was wondering what kind of place the Space Center would be. Almost looks like an amusement park of the future. GYAXA logo shines the sunlight above the entranceway. I really did the stars and rocket motif. It's got going. Is that the new name of the Federal Space R&D program? And why this strange acronym? I mean, why is GYA supposed to stand for? Galaxy? If that were it, then the whole thing would be something like Galaxy Exploration Agency. If you ask me, I'd have abbreviated it to GAXA, or even GAEA. It's strange, it's beginning to feel oddly like deja vu. What the hell? A Segway? Yuri Cosmos. He's the director of the Space Center. Yeah. If this person is the Space Center's director, then that means you were one of the first to discover Clay's body, weren't you? On to be the very first man in all of space and time to discover the body. Let's talk about this incident. Are you by any chance the space police? Can't tap that word space on it, just any old thing, you know. We're Mr. Starbuck's lawyers. We're here to investigate his case. Well. Don't let him hear you say that, Athena. You'll see what trouble really is. Let's just be professional and ask him about when he saw the body, okay? So as director, what do you do here at the Space Center specifically? Defend peace across the galaxy and promote space development in this country. No matter what obstacles stand in our way, we keep going for the sake of mankind. I believe I used the word specifically in my question. What? I agree there, Athena. He doesn't get sarcasm. Yes. I want to know what it is that makes you important specifically. Was the central figure of the HAT-1 project. I might be more impressed if I knew what he did for it specifically. Can you tell us what you know about the incidents from the other day, Mr. Cosmos? What? Explaining is the job for common folk, not the director of the center of the cosmos. What? I'm not sure if he really understands what being a witness is all about. Said Director Cosmos is the type that only talks about what he wants to talk about. Let's at least try to ask him about the things he might be willing to open up about. HA21. I'm saying that 3 times fast, everyone. The HA21 was a rocket that was launched into space 7 years ago, correct? And despite numerous problems, it somehow made its way back home. Ignorant, you say? HA21's noble mission was to collect samples from an asteroid. That would explain how he got those asteroid samples. Mr. Starbuck, that is. And Mr. Starbuck was the pilot for that flight. Eventually, the HA21 reached its planned orbit. From where it launched the Hope probe towards the asteroid belt. From there, the Hope probe began its lonely journey into the far reaches of space. Then, after a terrifying struggle, the HA21 returned safely to Earth. That struggle was when an incident known as the HA21 miracle occurred, right? Correct. It truly was a miracle. Of course, they just had to turn the ordeal into a movie. As for the Hope probe, it did eventually arrive safely at its destination. It obtained a few samples from the asteroid and returned to Earth just a few days ago. What kind of samples are they? What's in them? Haven't had time to or analysis. So you just came back the day before Terran's murder. Regrettably, we've had no time to inspect samples due to everything that has occurred. That wouldn't make sense. This puts our space development program ahead of other countries for several years. That's quite impressive. Guess this guy isn't just a loudmouth braggart after all. Public fell in love with space and all of its glorious potential. A moon rock, huh? I remember that being big. Our endeavors with the moon rock live on in our work with those asteroid samples. I want to bestow new hope and dreams for the future upon mankind once again. That is my mission as the man who stands at the center of the cosmos. I hear there's a lot of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. Say that the results could potentially have a huge impact on all of civilization. It's like we're in a new space race with every other country out there. The brilliant future of wait to mankind, and all from my illustrious mission. With the recent budget cuts, my staff tells me finances are tight, but I won't hear it. Guess even a space program has to watch its budget. By the way, you seem awfully knowledgeable about this kind of thing, Athena. Is that so? That thing is surprisingly fast. Huh. Okay, that was very strange. Very well. You're doing a voice workout, huh? You're really serious about this. She still needs experience. What do you think we should do next? What is it, Athena? That wasn't what I was asking, Athena. Alright. Heading into the boarding lounge. This is where Mr. Tarrant was murdered. See a diagram the police made again. Right now we're in the main building here on the right side of on the third floor. Clay and Mr. Starbuck fled here from launch pad 1 after the explosion. We're Mr. Starbuck's lawyers. We've come to investigate. So Detective Fulbright is here, huh? Oy. I don't know if I should be grateful or afraid. Wait, that door. It looks awfully familiar. Bingo! That's the door Clay and Mr. Starbuck used during their escape from the launch pad. That's also where the security camera is. The fingerprint system has been deactivated, so I think we can just pass through. This is it, huh? This is a corridor the two of them use in their escape. It's the only thing connecting Launchpad 1 with the main building. I saw police tape down at the other end. Guess we won't be looking at the launch pad. After the explosion, this whole corridor must have been filled with smoke. The launch pad itself was probably a sea of flames. Must have been pretty scary for them. Seems to be lost. That's funny. The corridor is a straight shot. No, we are not. We're here to investigate the scene, same as you. Do you have any info to share? Detective Fulbright? Very well. We do need information, so let's run with it. Detective Fulbright, you give us permission to investigate the crime scene? There's an officer on guard and we can't get in. Whatever shall we do? No, that's okay, but thanks. Definitely not the Fulbright I know. Detective Fulbright is acting sickeningly sweet. It's kind of gross, actually. Who knows? Whatever the case, it's making our lives way easier. You were here at the Space Center at the time of the incident, weren't you, Detective? Security assignment. The police are required to secure rocket launches. Rocket launches now? I didn't know that. True. Zooming out a lot of details, but okay. Could you tell us more about what happened? Let's see, a bomb went off on the second floor of the main building. Right after that, the one over Launchpad 1 also blew sky high. So I immediately instructed the visitors and the employees to evacuate to the shelter. The basement shelter. It's an evacuation shelter in the basement of the Space Center. As you can see. It's there for accidents and emergencies and the like. So where were you when the first bomb went off? On duty at the 4th floor. It's quite a madhouse. The elevator wasn't working on account of the explosion. The stairs on the 2nd floor were destroyed, so we couldn't go that way. Wasn't it impossible to get down to the basement shelter then? Emergency ladder. Ordered an emergency ladder from the 4th floor window and escaped that way. It's a folding ladder, so it wasn't very stable, but at least it reached the ground. After I secured the ladder, I looked to take another look around for any other survivors. Once everyone else got out safely, I made my way down and headed to the shelter. Climbing down an emergency ladder sounds kind of fun. Thank you for your answers, Detective. They were very helpful. Very well. Not that I was going to share any information with that bastard anyway. But... Prosecutor Blackwell usually has you on a short leash, too. Detective Fulbright. A witness? Whoa! Can you tell us more about this witness? Space Center employee who was on the 4th floor. While she was climbing down, she looked through a window in the 3rd floor lounge. So she was looking into the crime scene from the outside? It's just a matter of chance that she saw something important. Not that I know what she saw exactly, though. Yet, though. You know? That's the most important thing of all. Fourth floor employee, huh? Alright. Thank you for the info, Detective Fulbright. Something you can't talk about? Very well. What was that all about? Something's definitely going on. Not so sure he'll talk about it though. Well, we have permission to investigate now. Let's head back to the boarding lounge. Thank you for the offer, but no thank you. Well, time to roll pursuits and start investigating. Let's see. It's a diagram again. So this lodge is on the 3rd floor of the main building. And according to Apollo, this is where he believes a third party killed his friend. Well, let's stop the recap and start looking for traces of the third person then. Make that a top priority. There's just one problem though, this room. It's so big. Space Center pamphlet for tourists? Indeed. Let's see what we got here. This is the door we went through to talk to Detective Fulbright. This is boarding lounge 1, the control room. This is the 3rd floor elevators. Yeah, that's the door with the fingerprint recognition lock. I guess this map will make things a little easier. Shut down the third person. Wait. Just one more thing. It's that strange creature moving around outside the window. Holographic image. The only reason he's so eager to start is so to push that button, isn't it? Alright, fine. Let's get investigating. Let's see what we got here. All right. So this is where they discovered Clay. He was already dead when they found him. Let's take a look at the photo. So he was stretched out like this, and what the? What's that thing that looks like a thermos. That's the thing that Prosecutor Blackwell mentioned when I was in court with Apollo. They contain asteroid samples. Director Cosmos mentioned something about that too, didn't he? That they were brought back only 5 days ago by the probe that the HAT-1 launched. Think about that after we solve the case, alright? What the hell? I don't know what that is. No matter how I look at it, all I can think of is torture device. I guess it's a training device for getting used to zero gravity. Some kind of fragment? Stuck in tight. That's what the glint was all about. That color looks familiar. I think it's part of an oxygen tank. Whoa! I think you're right. But if that's here, it means Clay's tank ruptured after they arrived at the boarding lounge. So Prosecutor Blackwell's theory that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay down the ladder must be wrong. That proves that both of the astronauts were alive when they reached the boarding lounge. So Apollo was right. The scene of the murder wasn't the launch pad. Indeed. Let's see what we got here. Everyone, I'll be right back. Alright, everyone. Sorry about that. Looks like there are 3 doors that lead in and out of this room. Space Center pamphlet. See, we're here at the... This place, it says Boarding Lounge 1. Here are the 3 doors. It's called the Lefty, Righty, and Downy. East, West, and South, actually. In case like this. Take a look at the West door. That's where the first launch pad is. So that's where we were with the detective. It was filled with smoke into the explosion. Next up. The right-hand side of the map, or east. That's the door with the satellite dish icon to signify communications, aka the control room. Just say the damn control room. It's definitely says control room. Looks like it has another door on the opposite side. You communicate and exchange information with rockets and probes in space from there. Yes, I know that, Athena. So this is the center of the Space Center. Space Center, if you will. Does everyone start to talk like Director Cosmos? Has they been here for a while? Since they built a new command center on the 6th floor. That's top floor. Let's take a look. Whoops. Alright. Okay. Yeah, it looks like... If you don't count the basement, looks like there are 6 floors. So technically, there are actually 7 floors if you count the basement shelter. The basement and the shelter. That's what they use for the HAT-2 mission. This control room was empty at the time. Fingerprint recognition. Only the director can go through. With that much security, I'm definitely not the one you're looking to keep out, Athena. Apparently, the lock is also hooked up to a backup generator in case of emergencies. Let's see, control room door lock. Door lock to the east. It can only be operated by the director. Backup power lets it function even when the power goes out. What about the last door? That's the southern door. Leads to the elevators. I gotta see something. Okay. The elevator near the launch pad, the first launch pad, was actually not working due to the explosion. Right over there. This is the door we came through when we entered this room, right? There's no fingerprint recognition device, so it's open to anyone. The elevators weren't working at the time due to the explosion. Understanding the layout of this lounge should help us understand the case. That's why I thought would be easy. We'd better have a good grasp on where all the doors go. See. Here. Some pretty futuristic looking furniture over there. According to the pamphlet, there are no ordinary chairs. They're like amusement park teacup rides. You can power them yourself, it says. If you spin the table, your chair spins too. Why would anybody want to have something like that here? For astronauts who have trouble with the... For astronauts who have trouble with the device on the ceiling, no vertical spins. Says it's a training device that's easy on the eyes and on the body. Can a person really call themselves an astronaut if they can't handle zero gravity? I don't think so. It's over here. Whoa! That looks like high voltage. I think there's something over here, though. Careful. Still on Earth, remember? Besides, it's connected to the ceiling, Athena. Walk on the surface on the moon. Something is not right. What the hell? Something's over there. something shiny down there. Take this cover off and... Whoa! That looks like a bullet. It's only about 2 to 3 millimeters in diameter. A 10 caliber bullet. Caliber refers to the diameter of a gun's barrel. Yes. I've never seen a 10 caliber gun before. Usually it's mostly a 22. Yes, I'm familiar with firearms myself. As much as I hate to admit that. This bullet must be for a special kind of gun. That's true. Must be a really small gun. Well, now the bullet ended up here. And on the bottom left, on the south side of the room, according to this map. It's pretty far from where Clay's body was. Maybe the police didn't think to look here? According to Detective Fulbright, they accidentally handed us a card we need. What's over here? Trap door? Ah, it's a trash chute. Yes, there was. See anything else over here? Let's take a look. See what we have over here. See, the story is... Here we are. It's the door of the corridor that leads to Launchpad 1. We went through it earlier when we went to talk to Detective Fulbright. I guess security lock must be disengaged now, right? They say the corridor was filled with smoke at the time of the bombing. The thing beside the door, that must be the fingerprint recognition device. I think Prosecutor Black will talk about it in the trial. That's a good point. Does this mean that the bomber's prints were verified by the system? The number of authorized personnel was supposed to be really small. Fingerprint powder. Just in case something like this came up. Not the office. Well done there, Athena. Suss the fingerprint recognition device and see what it can find. Ah, palm print. I doubt we'll be lucky as to get culprit's prints on the first try. And that's the security footage of this store, too. Came up in court the other day. You can see part of the footage just after the spit. Let's go see if we can find him again once we're done with this room. Put your hand on the hand mark. No, Athena. Thing is related to the case. You print all over that, and the next thing you know, you'll be named the suspect. Not buying those tears, Missy. What's this? It's the same shape, but I think that's where similarities end. It's behind a glass pane. So it would require knob security like this. If it were for a stove, I don't know what it's really for. Security camera. Very mature there, Athena. See what we have here. These are apparently oxygen capsules. They're for recovery after a training session. It's not helium, Athena, it's oxygen. Let's see what we have here. Some kind of panel with two buttons on it here. There are such things as buttons left unpushed. What's this? The side of the wall seems kind of barren without it now. Still, let's see if we can't find anything new with the image off. With the holographic image off, the screen is completely black. Which for some reason makes me think of losing an argument to Prosecutor Blackwell in court. But at least it's got my brain revved up. I come up with my best ideas at times like these. What's this? It's a window. It's right next to the holographic image. Way off there, Athena. Emergency ventilation. Clear smoke from a fire. Looks like we got a mirror here. I doubt anyone who thinks like that would ever become an astronaut in the first place. Whoa! Wait a sec. That looks like a bullet hole. pretty big. Whoever fired the shot must have been using a pretty large gun. Based on my experience, though, I'd say this was fired from a regular pistol. Whatever size it was, somebody fired a gun in here, right? Apparently. This is an important fact. Do you see a boat around somewhere? Ponko. This song reminds me of the Steel Samurai from the first two, I think it's Wright games. It's a robot? Psychological observation and navigational companion. A bit overly familiar, but I'll allow it. Space Museum. What about the history of our nation's space development and the HAT-1 project? The rocket is just a replica. Try saying that 3 times fast, everyone. But it's the same size as the real one. Space Museum. It's on the exact opposite side as the main building on Launchpad 1. See, the HAT-1. It's quite the place. I can't believe we could see a rocket this close up. Wonder if Ponko knows why the launch was cancelled. Well, there is an exhibit about the launch 7 years ago. Check it out. Spacesuits, photos, newspaper articles. Come here again on the day off. Hey, what's this a photo of? Whoa! There's a director as well. Staff of the HAT 1 project. There's Mr. Starbuck. That's Clay. Well, it was 7 years ago. The guy sitting next to Mr. Starbuck is Clay Terran. Victim. To a mentor and protege. Way back then. He's even got one of the staff jackets. He looks just like a regular staff member. Still a student. He just borrowed one of Miss Solomon's old jackets. That would make sense. I would have been still in high school 7 years ago. The Space Museum is great. Fantastic exhibits. This area used to be Launchpad 2. That's why the only entrance is on the 3rd floor. Wouldn't it be better if they just made a new ground floor entrance instead? Let's talk about it, but they had to scrap their plans because of their budget cuts. So the director stated, who would record that kind of information into a guide robot? While I was in space, the HAT-1 launched a probe called Hope. The Hope probe collected some samples from an asteroid and returned 5 days ago. So Director Cosmos said as well. He told us it would. He told us it came back the day before Clay was killed. Looks like something out of Cowboy Bebop. It's an episode that, where a satellite is actually, that a spy satellite discovered as a weather satellite, disguised as a weather satellite. Let's see. The capsule the victim was carrying. I think it had the same logo. I think it can be seen in the photo attached to the autopsy report. Maybe she'll give me some more information if I show it to her. Yes. Let's see what we got here. Ponkoitis. The rocket is built right inside the launch pad structure. When the rocket is completed, it's moved along the launch pad over the rails. I brought into position at the launch site. A grand setup that suits an important place like the Space Center. If someone is hoping for a bigger budget next year, myself included. I'm guessing the whole thing is operated from the control room, right? New command center. Safety lock in the boarding lounge. That's the first be disengaged. I guess before a big move like that can be carried out, there are all kinds of procedures. This is the bombing and the murder, I bet. Which is perfectly understandable. When was the last time it was moved? Guess Ponko can only answer certain questions. And check something. Let's see, where is it? Ponko, do you recognize this capsule here in the top right? The Hope capsule. It's carried inside the Hope probe. Contained the asteroid samples, right? It's been stored in the safe in Launch Pad 1 ever since it returned to Earth. People in charge already know what happened. So the capsule is being kept in Launch Pad 1. Maybe Claire was trying to carry it to safety after the explosion. It's a pity this incident occurred before they got a chance to check the contents. Well, the police did take it as evidence, so they'll have to wait a little longer. Security footage in the fingerprint data. Was it? Alright. Somebody's still in a cooperative mood as well. Found a bullet hole in the wall at the crime scene. The detective Arme felt part of the bullet. Detective Arme? When he shot the defendant. Was it really such a high threat situation that she needed to do that? I thought there were two people who discovered the crime scene together. We already know Director Cosmos will testify, so tomorrow will be about what he knows. It goes down easy. Detective Fulbright. We'd like to run a comparison on some prints we found in the boarding lounge. It's quite a bit of data. I guess when Blackwell said to dig deep, Fulbright didn't bother to ask how deep. The hell? Clay's fingerprints ain't there too? Ah, that's right. He had to get his fingerprints. I can't believe he took off his glove to get his fingerprints. True. There are a lot of doors that require fingerprint verification in the lounge. So depending on whose prints we find, can completely change the tide on both sides. Makes sense. After all, the culprit's prints did get them past their fingerprint lock somehow. And isn't there a photo of Launchpad 1 door? What's so important about this door? Sounds like this is gonna be a major point of contention tomorrow. Right. Detective Fulbright. Do you think you can run the test for us right now? He must have opened it when they went to go board the rocket. Only try one door lock updated in the court record. Let's see what we got here. Checking something. Full-size replica of the HAT-1 and important items related to space exploration and the HAT-1 expedition are on display. The Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. I definitely think that's going to be important as well. Let's see. Only the Prince of Director Cosmos, Starbuck, and Terran are authorized, equipped with backup power. Print recognition attempts are recorded via security camera. Starbuck's prints were found on the scanner screen after incident. Detective Fulbright. About the security footage that was taken by the boarding lounge at one camera. Is there any way I can actually see a little bit more of the part just after this? The hell? Screen went blank. Apparently the after effects of the explosion damaged the wires. There's no footage at this point? What the hell? Why didn't you just say so from the beginning? Something definitely seems to be up with you, Detective Fulbright. You're unusually cooperative. You don't have some ulterior motive, do you? He's lying. No! It can't be! Oh my god! The Cyclops! Holy shit. Oh my god. I'll never forget those Cyclops. God, I haven't seen those in years. Cyclops. It's a system of locks on the secrets in a person's heart. I could see when people were trying to hide those secrets by using the power of the Magatama. Oh my god. The Magatama. God. It's been ages since I've seen that. Presenting evidence could break those locks and reveal any secrets they're hiding. I'm more than capable of representing myself, thank you very much. Isn't it some kind of fraud? It really works. Some kind of fraud, it really works. A friend gave it to me a long time ago. But I guess seeing is believing. Allow me to show you. Let's see what presenting the Magatama reveal, shall we? Oh my god. And no, I'm not joking either. This is the first time I'm actually playing this game. Why you're being cooperative. I think you're hiding something, detective. So why don't you just tell us about it? Detective Fulbright is really in agony. I bet this is the issue he's so torn up about. I really understand what's bothering you, Detective Fulbright. I truly do. Something happened that goes against your principles. Isn't that right? Is that a fact? He's lying. relaxed guard detail for a routine rocket launch? I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't think the guard detail was as relaxed as you claim, as long as this exists. Before the explosions, what was supposed to happen was a rocket launch. And yet security was so tight that they even brought in a special task force. I'd hardly describe that as a relaxed guard detail. The entire nation had their eyes on this extremely important rocket launch. That's why I was called in on a special security detail. As versatile as you are, I can certainly believe that's true. But I say it's very strange that this person would be part of that detail from the outset. Detective Arme specialized in bomb cases. The fact that she was here on hand means that you people knew there was the possibility that a bombing would occur. Gotcha. A few days before the launch, they were warned about a potential bombing. The plan to launch went ahead in spite of the threat. But why? What were they planning to do if someone got hurt or killed? The decision to move forward wasn't exactly just, was it? How was the warning delivered? By phone and directly to Director Cosmos. The police department instructed everyone to keep it under wraps. That's a big thing to keep quiet about. No wonder you were so upset. It's not only that. I've been disturbed about Prosecutor Blackwell as well. Prosecutor Blackwell? Well, as his handler, I'm sure you have a lot of difficulties. Question of justice. I'm wondering about why is he allowed to stand in court? The reason he's still prosecuting? Detective Fulbright, please tell us everything you know. Talking to you folks about it. Definitely be breaking the rules. Never mind that! What are rules but things to be broken, right? Having a prisoner act as a prosecutor is highly irregular. It should also be illegal! I think we guessed that much. So why is it being allowed? I've been wondering about it. So you weren't told why either, huh? The order came from pretty high up the ladder. Yeah, it would have to have been. Prosecutor Blackwell told me once. The hunt I've been on for the phantom of 7 years past continues even still. 7 years. That's when the first launch took place. A phantom, huh? Not one of the friendly variety either, I gather. This phantom of 7 years past. Any idea who or what he was talking about? He seems to think that this phantom is behind this whole incident somehow. Wait a minute. He thinks it may be connected to this case? This case has way too many similarities to what happened 7 years ago. For starters, that case happened right here at this Wright Space Center. And in both incidents, a threat was issued via telephone. That's why Prosecutor Blackwell thinks this incident is the work of the Phantom. It's not the entire reason. I mean, if you want to talk about 7 years ago, that's when Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty of murder. What? Found guilty of murder? That messy case is what started the whole dark age of the law. So you see how this Phantom and Prosecutor Blackwell's conviction might be related. Yeah, I can see why you think that. This incident in the Phantom, not to mention Blackwell's past, it's almost inconceivable that they would come to a head here. This might sound crazy, but Prosecutor Blackwell can't possibly believe Mr. Starbuck is the Phantom person, right? I mean, he was acting kind of strange during the last trial and all.
Silence!
No, I doubt he thinks Mr. Starbuck is his Phantom. And I do get the feeling that he thinks the defendant has ties to them. Which is why he's acting so impatient. He's got a personal grudge against Mr. Starbuck. And that's not real justice. I've always trusted Prosecutor Blackwell's judgment until now. But this time, I'm just so overwrought about it all. If he's lost his ability to think rationally, I'm afraid it might lead to a false conviction. never seen Detective Fulbright so tormented. This must be why he's been so cooperative. Don't worry, that's exactly what we defend. What we defense lawyers are working to prevent. Not bad for Prosecutor Blackwell, but I'm going to be rooting for your team this time. Don't tell him that. Oh, I have no intention of telling him that. Detective Fulbright, I guess I was wrong about you. Leave the courtroom to us. It's not like we want a guilty verdict either. Not the eyewitness. So we're hanging out Space Center entrance a little while ago. Feel a lot better now that I'm able to get that off my chest. Everyone, I'm done for today. I'll be back for tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be able to take down that bastard, Prosecutor Blackwell. And we are going to find out who actually killed Clay. So I obviously know it is not it is not the current defendant. Well, everyone, until next time, this has been the Sailor of the Terror of Death 99, aka the Black Cobra, and I will catch you all tomorrow. We are going to find out who killed Clay tomorrow. And if that bastard Blackwell tries to get in our way, we're going to take him out as well. Till next time, everyone, sayonara.